It says I'm now live. It is a little blurry today. Tay Martian. Oh, hello, Tay Martians. Come on, Sean, join. Hi. Hey, Marlene. I'm back. Oh, maybe I need to let the shade down a little bit since it's a hot day. Maybe I got too much glare. No, I didn't do much better. Tamar, you on? Hello. I don't see Tamar. Tell her.
Feel like
Hey, there you are.
I am excellent.
How you doing, pretty girl?
How are you? You know your niece gonna be on time, honey.
Oh, you're timely like that?
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm
very prompt. I
I'm
don't play
not
with your time because I
always.
don't like people play with my time.
I'm not always timely. I'm getting better. I got
Really?
tired of that. Oh yeah, because growing up, my father said if you're on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time. And so he got on my nerves with that. So when I got to be an adult, I said I'm gonna learn how to be late, and I
Oh,
taught myself how to be late.
oh
It
wow.
lateness became a habit. Now I'm trying to go back to the habit of being on time.
Oh no. Well, I learned a very timely lesson from Tyler Perry. When I first started with him doing plays, um, he just reiterated and was very serious about not being late and like being on time. You're already late. So, I just took that with me, and I just been a person of time ever since then. I'm never late, hardly ever
That's
late.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I wasn't late. I was here. I
You
just
were there, and I would like to say, first of all, a little birdie dropped something in my spirit. I had no idea. Tomorrow's your birthday.
happy.
Happy birthday!
Yay! Yes, it is.
Oh
And I'm
wow,
gonna
you
do.
didn't even tell me.
No, I forget. I don't do that. I'm gonna do a live Zoom with my girls, you know that, and my family. I wish I could do it with everybody, but I can't do it
Yeah,
with everybody. But
yeah.
I am going to include my family and my girls on my live Zoom. And I set up the Zoom all by myself.
Well, look
Thank
at
you
God.
very
Won't she
much.
do it? Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting a little, that's one of the things I'm doing while I'm COVID bound, while
Yes.
I'm tied up in COVID. I'm learning how to do a little bit more things on this smartphone and on the computer. So I'm trying things,
Oh,
right?
that's
Like
great.
this is the third IG. So thank you very much for
Oh wow. Oh no,
joining
of
me and
course.
agreeing to do this with me. You know I love you.
You know I love you back.
You
I
know
do
I love
anything
you.
for you. Doesn't matter. I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. So look here. So tell me something. Let's talk about what you've
Okay.
been doing since you've been all locked down. Because
Uh,
you don't stay at home more than 2 days in a row, and you've been home 40 days.
I
Woo,
feel
40
like
days.
I'm just as busy as I would be outside, which is so crazy. It's like a
Really?
blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing at the same time. But at the same time as me, like wanting to really relax and chill. Like when this first all happened, it was like the week of my birthday. It was the week of March 15th. My birthday's on the 17th. And I remember
Right.
feeling so down and depressed about being at home and having to be stuck at home for my
Yeah,
birthday.
because you do big birthday things.
Yes, yes. And you know how we love to throw parties, right?
Yeah, you throw
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, but the silver lining of it all was that I didn't have to get dressed up. I sat on the couch the entire day. David made me dinner. David and Logan made me dinner. And
Oh my goodness.
we had dinner. We
Did
watched
Logan cook
TV.
some of Mama's biscuits? Did Logan cook some
No,
of Mama's biscuits?
no, Logan tries, but he doesn't have that yet.
I know, but he try. He loves cooking Mama's biscuits. As a matter of
Loves
fact, she
cooking.
just logged up. Hey, girl. Hey,
Hi,
diva girl.
Mama. You want to know what's funny? He doesn't cook with anybody else other than my mother.
Yeah, and he loves to cook with her.
Yes, he
Those
does. But he doesn't
biscuits,
cook with me.
boy. I
He
think I
doesn't cook
remember
with me.
coming over to the house, but I guess he was still a toddler in the high chair, and Mama was cooking biscuits, and Logan stuck his hand in there,
Yeah.
trying to help her out.
Yep.
So you've been working still. I've been doing housework now. What is it? I know you're not a housewife, and I'm not a housewife. We're both career women, and I've been a career woman since my daughter was less than 2 years old. Because I went
Wow.
back into career because I couldn't take staying at home
Right.
with a baby. Now,
Right.
and I'm just going to be honest. And I know you're used to being out and
Yes.
about, and you're not the housewife, and you're not the the stay-at-home mom. So
Wow.
you have got to play mama and teacher.
And be
Tell me what.
Beyonce at night sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
Oh
Now
my God, that
you know with
memory is
me.
on.
Now you know with me, I avoid those kind of topics sometimes with the kids. But I know
But it's just
Beyonce
the
at
truth,
night.
though, Auntie. It's just the
I
truth.
know.
Like, you kind of have to maintain everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything is so heightened during, lockdown. And it's so funny how people try to stay away from conversations like this, but these are conversations that need to be had.
They're
And
real conversations,
yeah, the
right?
real conversation needs to be had because you think I was saying earlier that you really think you doing the thing. You really think you holding down the career, you holding down the man, you holding down the household, you holding down the kids, and you not because you're depending
You're
on
not.
other people to do other things. And what this
That's
has
right.
what this has taught me is that no, I really do have to learn how to juggle everything, and I think that's what I'm
Yeah.
really really learning.
Oh yeah, but we just saying depending on other people. We're depending on those essential workers that other people and that all of us, we oftentimes belittle them, or not necessarily belittle, but we
Forget about it.
oftentimes don't give them the credit that they're due, and
That's
we act
real.
like that they're not important to us. But we're usually dependent on those essential people
Yeah.
that we can't have. We have the housekeepers, you have the housekeeper and the nanny, we have the gardener, we have all of those people. We got the hairdresser, the makeup artist, the manicurist. We don't do any of that. And Lord have mercy, I can't do a nail. I can't paint a
Me
fingernail if
either.
you paid me because my little hand's so nervous
Mine
and my
too.
toes look like I've been out in the woods
Yes,
somewhere.
me too.
But I did get my nails done. Right before COVID struck really badly, I did get my nails done. But I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. I've been trying to clean house. I haven't cleaned. No, I take that back. Let me stop lying. I'm not cleaning house. I'm decluttering because I don't clean house now. I don't mop and
Right.
I don't mop, and I don't do all that. Now I just have to tell the truth. My brother does that. No. The mopping and stuff and the sweeping. Yeah. But I have been decluttering. So I got rid
Right.
of papers out of my file cabinets that I've had over 40 years. I
Oh
cleaned out
wow.
my dresser drawers. I cleaned out my utility closet. I cleaned out my sock drawer. Did you know I had so many socks, girl? It's like, who wears all these socks and where
I
did
do.
they
I'm a
come from?
sock person. My mother's a sock person too.
I'm not. I just wear socks when I go work out in my tennis shoes, and that's on. And when I'm at home, I don't even do that. But I have 2 bags of socks that I can't match up. 2 bags of white socks I can't match up, and a bag of black socks I can't match
Oh
up. And I keep
no.
saying I'm gonna sit down on the couch and match those up, but I decided that's too much. I'm not gonna do that. That's too much.
Don't you find
Nope.
out? With all the things that we're doing, like with like being at home, I found that it made me a little bit like laid back. I won't say the word lazy. A little bit lazy. Like I don't feel like doing anything that I don't have to do.
But the good thing about it is we don't have to do anything that we don't want to do. Because especially when they declared that we were in until May 15 in Los Angeles, I said, So now I went in March 14th. We in to May 15th. So you know what? I gave myself a timetable. Okay, I got to May 15th to clean out 3 closets and the garage.
Yeah, that's
but
smart.
the days I get up and I don't feel like doing it, it's like, I don't have to do that.
Well, that's great.
So for some people, they're getting all upset. I think this is, rather than get emotionally disturbed behind staying in the house, I think we ought to look at it, particularly Black people, we ought to look at it as a privilege that we rarely have. How often have Black people been able to stay at home for 30 days, not work, and still get paid? Now, that's the blessing for us.
Yeah.
Now, so many of us out there, and I'm sorry for those essential workers, that most of whom are African American and Hispanic, and they're not getting paid. So I'm glad in Los Angeles we're doing something. I've contributed to the Angelino Fund to help fund our essential workers that are not getting paid. Have you contributed? I'm sure you have, because you're a giver too. You've contributed to something.
And I've been a huge advocate of, learning the law in your area. I did a live last night and we talked about it, and we talked about leaning on our government. And I know sometimes it takes a long time or takes a while to get a response back, but you do essentially get a response back. And we've been paying taxes for a long time, and that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. It's no shame. I too have filed unemployment as well. I am just like everybody else, And most actors and actresses at some time do go employment. As a matter of fact, we're real high on the unemployment roll. Absolutely.
Now, I've been blessed that I haven't had to file unemployment, even though I was unemployed for 7 years, but I had done what, I had saved. So I was able to survive. And oftentimes as celebrities or people in this industry, we don't save, we spend too big. So we need to learn to save.
But the thing is, we don't know when this is going to clear up. And for me, it doesn't matter what I have saved. I'm still used to a certain amount of whatever. I'm just used to things coming in, if you understand what I'm saying. And so when that stops,
I understand.
When that stops, and your life doesn't stop, what do? You have to rely on the resources of our government in which we pay.
And it's no shame in doing that. And so if you need to apply for unemployment, apply. If you need to apply for that small business loan, apply. If you need to get that free food that's being delivered, look at where the areas and the resources that are available to you wherever you are, and get that free food that's being delivered. Do not let your children go hungry. Do not go hungry yourself out of pride. That false pride. That's absolutely foolish.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what pride is. Pride keeps you stifled.
I sent my elder sister the list of, places that are delivering free food to seniors. And she said, "What's this for?" Because she has all of us. And I said, "May, use it if you want to, but you don't have to. But at least it's available to you. One day, one of your little nephews that have you spoiled may not feel like bringing you any food. So dial that number."
Absolutely.
But now what about school teaching? Girl, now you're a teacher, your mother, you're at-home mother. You been an at-home Beyonce, but I know what's kicking your butt. I know which one is kicking your butt, that be-at-home school teacher.
Listen,
you are a brat in school yourself, I'm sure.
Listen, Auntie, I was so grateful that I was going to lie with you today at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That means I get a break. Praise God. Let me tell you something. My son is not adjusting to the computer school at all. He's
only 7.
He's 6. No, he's 6. But he's
that's right. He'll be 7 in June. He'll be 7 in June.
He relies on this time to be with his friends and other kids.
Right.
He does not have that, and he is not having it. So it's been really hard for him. Huh?
I said he's not happy that he's not with his friend, especially that little girlfriend he has at school.
Oh, Lord. Auntie Beverly granddaughter. But it's been really tough because I am not qualified. I am not.
I know. And what's important to understand is that, again, one of those essential persons, school teachers, that we pay little attention to. They get little salaries compared to the salaries we get. The government, and I've always advocated for greater salaries. I've been a advocate for teachers being paid well ever since I've been in school, and definitely after I had children. But that person is essential, and now we realize, I've realized it some while ago, but parents that have kids at home to teach, that teacher is very essential, and we need to give that teacher more respect and demand that our children give that teacher more respect. Girl, after this, if any child goes back to school and act a fool with a teacher, every mom and daddy ought to be up there.
Ain't no way. It just ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no pass.
Teachers should have.
I don't agree with him. No, it's your fault, Logan.
That's right. Teachers should have real advocates after this. They should have every parent saying, "Ooh, we appreciate you," and taking them something and sending them a thank you note and appreciating them. And maybe since the government won't give them more money on salaries, maybe the parents will say, "Okay, at the end of the year, here's a bonus for you, teacher, because please, they do a great job." And I'm educated, you're educated, we both been to college, but I tell you what, I have a Juris Doctor degree, but I couldn't teach one child anything. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience. I can't do it.
I don't.
And they have to put up with, and not only one, imagine private school 10, 15, but the public school teachers 30 to 40 students per class. That's asinine. We have to change that system. We have to change that, and so they can do better. I'm serious.
So, he's 6 and he already doesn't want to listen anyway, just on duty because he's 6, and getting him to listen for his, schooling. And I have absolutely no tools. I don't know.
So you have a tutor you're using?
I'm constantly threatening my child. I'm like, I'm going to call your grandmother, or I'm going to call your daddy, or I'm going to call, and he don't even care no more, because it's like, he's like, who going to check me, boo? Like, who? I'm not going back to school.
And they can't come in the house, and grandma way out of town.
Smart. It's too smart. It's hard. It's hard.
But now let me get to that point of threatening for parents.
Yes.
You got to stop threatening children if you're not going to come through on the threat, because then it becomes baseless. Your threat is like a joke to them. Whenever you say to a child, if you don't do X and you don't do Y and you don't follow through, then it becomes a joke to them. And I learned really, really, really after the fact, when I heard my adult children sitting there talking about, remember when Mama used to tell us to do so and so and so and so and so, and so, and we just deliberately didn't do it because we wanted to hear her holler. And we'd get together and say, watch this, we're not going to do this. And Mama going to start hollering. And I said, no, you didn't do that. They did. Yep, because they knew all I was going to do was holler. And nothing was going to get done until I told their father. Then it's like, all I'm going to do is get to hollering like a crazy woman. And sometimes they want to hear me holler like a crazy woman. Isn't that evil? So let me tell you something. If you threaten him and it becomes an idle threat, he's never going to listen to what you have to say in terms of punishment. And so you got to have a consequence to that threat, and you got to follow through. And the worst thing is to say, you can't watch TV, you can't go outside. Don't ever do that, because that means you can't go outside and you can't watch TV. That's right, because you're going to be in the hospital. So give them something for real that doesn't punish you completely, because to a certain extent, you'll be punished too.
Yeah,
wow, that is interesting.
My mother says, when you punish your child, you're punished as well.
You're punishing yourself as well.
So true.
Yeah, but you get a little reprieve, because when you say you can't watch TV or you can't do certain things, you have a housekeeper under normal circumstances, or nanny or babysitter or whatever, who helps you reinforce that. But if you're not going to reinforce it, forget it. They like, oh, she'll forget that tomorrow.
Oh, I learned that. He doesn't even think twice about it. He was just okay, Mommy.
Okay, now what about opening up the city again and opening up the country again? What is this all about? Once they said African Americans are dying.
Listen, Auntie, I am so livid, and I cannot believe it has affected me like this. Like, I turned my whole Taco Tuesday last night. That was supposed to be a fun night. Taco Tuesday is usually fun, and y'all not invited, Auntie. You and Mommy are not invited. We do shots.
I know. I understand, and I don't want to be on your Taco Tuesday. I know where I should and shouldn't be.
Last night really turned into a really important conversation, about the importance of staying at home. Atlanta people especially. It's people in South Carolina and Texas as well. But I think that Atlanta people especially don't see the importance of staying at home and don't really know the real definition of self-quarantine. I was talking
Right.
about a girlfriend this morning on live, and I was astonished. I mean, I was really, you know, I got something to say about everything. I was at a loss for words. That while she was on live, she was getting her makeup done.
Really?
And I'm like, what are you
Her makeup
doing?
artist was in front of her face?
I thought I was just like,
Wow. No, they don't believe it.
and I'm
As the old folks used to say, some people don't believe fat meat's greasy, and they just don't believe it.
but
And it's
this
a
is
shame
what
people have to wait.
I told her, this is why they're opening up y'all city, because y'all still doing the things that y'all was doing before quarantine started. So why not open up the city?
But if you notice, it's Georgia, Florida, predominantly black, places like that. They're opening up the city. Now, I understand those people need to work, but what they could do is give them unemployment and extend it. The federal government has extended
no way.
unemployment.
Wasn't it just Florida doing spring break? They had to arrest all those people. The people out there acting the fool, talking, we coming out here anyway. We coming out here anyway. Like, well, go ahead, open up the city then. Y'all want to be out here? Y'all want to, I'm just saying, I mean, sometimes you got to show tough love. And the fact that you are still having your hair and makeup people come to your house, you still getting your nails done, you still want them to go hang out, you still want to go out to eat, you still want to go hang out at the beach, go ahead on and get it then.
Go ahead on, but see, the problem with that is those same people are going to go back home or go somewhere else and run into someone else who's been in the house. And then this whole issue of, I mean, aren't they understanding? It says we're asymptomatic. And there are asymptomatic people who may very well have COVID and no one knows it. And they're one of those people out there at that beach is one of them. I bet you. And that's just ridiculous. And I'm so sick of these weak governors and weak politicians who won't just say, sit down, stay in your house and enforce it. And it's because they listen to that man called number 45, who's more concerned about the economics and the economy. And I'm telling you, the reality of it is this, if you don't see it. Once they started saying that most of the people who are dying from the disease is African Americans, you notice that there was a little bit of ease up on the severity of it. Well, the majority of them that's dying is African Americans, but the majority of them that are working in essential jobs, in the lower paying jobs, in the hospitals, in the janitorial positions, the postal positions and all of that, the truck drivers that are delivering from Amazon, the UPS and all of those are other people that are, you know, blue collar workers. And so they decide we can risk losing some of them. It's just sad.
It's our fault, Auntie.
Really
it's our fault because we are not taking it serious.
Somebody told me to tell you that you beat that face, girl, even though you don't have, you did your own makeup, that you beat that face. They don't understand.
Thank you. You know, it's a good time for me to practice, you know? It's a good time to find out what I can do on my own.
Well, you're practicing because you're doing something on this Instagram almost daily. I practice once a week, and it's like, oh, ain't no big deal.
Well, you look beautiful, though. You did
but you're talented.
You did that.
I did it. Yeah, I did it. Thank you, darling. Coming from you. I started to put on that hair you gave me. You remember that? You remember that wig, that curly wig you gave me? Woo, girl. I can't stand myself in it. It scares me.
You know what? It's a Terrence Davis in there, honey. Yes.
It scares me, girl. You know, sometimes, you know, when you look so glam and glamorous, well, you don't know that because you love it. Sometimes I can't take it because
I don't love it. That's a misconception about me.
Oh,
I absolutely
you don't?
hate it. No, I hate it. I hate makeup. I hate when I have makeup on. The minute I'm finished working, it comes right off. I'm not one of those girls. You know,
me either. I've never been. Yeah, I've never been one of those girls. You know, it's just like, whew, I would put on lipstick, but I didn't put on makeup every day. Let me tell you who starts speaking, and we're gonna get on the topic of men.
Okay.
My husband started me to wearing makeup every day because that's what he liked. And he would, and when we were driving somewhere, he'd comment on some woman's face and how pretty she was and how pretty she looked. And I looked and said, she got on makeup. And all I would ever do is put on a little lipstick. Yes, that's what started me to wearing makeup on a
Wow.
regular basis. But when I got hold of myself again, it's like if I'm not at work, if I'm not on a television show, if I'm not going to do an appearance or something, I do not put on makeup
At all.
because I love just being free and not wearing all that makeup. I am told has kept my skin nice and has kept it, looking good. And I don't have all that stuff and it just destroys your skin. My mother died at 98 and
Oh,
the only
wow.
wrinkle she had was a little right under the eye and right in, around the nose and stuff. But her
Wow.
skin was just as soft and just as clear. So it's like, I'm not wearing this stuff every day.
Well, teacher, you know what? Most
Nope.
of that is genetics, though. We're gonna let you slide, though. That's
Oh,
genetics.
of course it's genetics.
Yes,
That's what
you
I'm
and
saying.
my mama. It's not fair.
Yeah, it is fair.
It's
Life
not.
ain't
I got
always
my
fair.
daddy's skin. Not so fair.
Life is not always fair,
No,
darling.
it's
So you
not.
need to
It's not.
understand that.
It's not. You
Everybody needs
know,
to
David's
understand
the
that.
kind of guy who don't like makeup either.
Oh, that's
Like we used to
good.
go out. Yeah, we first started dating. We used to go out, and of course, I put on the face because that's just who my mama is. We
Well,
used to go
that's
to the
your
grocery
image
store.
now. So you got to put your face on.
Yeah, and he just set me down one day and was like, "I don't like all that stuff on your face. You got a beautiful
Well,
face. You don't
well,
need it."
tell him if he does. I don't like all that stuff, and at home I won't wear it. But you hooked up with somebody who's in an industry that says
Oh
I got to
yeah,
look like this, and I have my image, and I got to keep my image, so I got to go glammed.
yeah. He doesn't
So
care. He doesn't care like if I have to wear it out and stuff like that. But like if we just chilling, he would just prefer me nothing, no face. He don't want no wig. None of that. He just
me
want me
too.
natural.
Hey, that's real cool. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Speaking of wigs, I have another confession.
Okay.
When I first started wearing wigs, girl, I was so ashamed of wearing wigs. But
Why?
my hairdresser had taken all my hair out. So you have to understand that I didn't like me for a long time. So I had a negative image of me. So then when I had to wear these wigs, I was so ashamed. I was going through all these changes trying to pretend that I didn't have on a wig, trying to act like I didn't have on a wig. And somebody said to me, Maybelline, that's a wig. I said, why did you have to say that? Some lady, hater,
Yeah.
said it out loud in public to somebody.
Oh
Oh, I love right sitting in a group of people. Oh, I love your wig.
no. Oh, that was unnecessary.
I said, heifer, you didn't have to say wig. You
No.
did that deliberately. But let me tell you something. It freed me. It freed me. But she still was being a monkey. But it freed me. So now, now I wear them. But here's the other secret. I still haven't gotten used to taking them off so freely when a man is around.
Oh no, you don't take them off. Listen, let me tell you. How you
Okay.
come,
Yeah.
that's how you go. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like it ain't no
Yeah.
taking it off. If you don't
Okay.
have it on when they see
Yeah.
you don't put
Yeah.
one on.
Okay. All
So
right.
if you
Got you.
already have her on and you see them,
Uh,
she has to stay.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you for
that's
that
how that
tip.
works.
Thank you for that tip. Because
Oh
I'm
yeah, that's
still
how
out
that
here.
works.
We still in the looking business.
Yeah. That's how that works.
We're
Oh
not
yeah.
too old. We seeking.
Yes,
We're seeking.
yes.
Look, we're seeking to be found. We're
I know
seeking to be
that's
found.
right. I've been looking for a stepdaddy for 15 years now.
Yes. All right. There you go. There you go. Now you always get in trouble when you get to
I'm
talk about mama.
always
So
in
you better.
trouble. I'm always in
So
trouble, but I always got to put that disclaimer out there. I always do, but I'm always in trouble.
you always get in trouble talking about mama. When you get off of here, she gonna say, "Gal, there you go again. Can't you keep your mouth shut?"
I can't. That's my boo. I can't
Were
even.
you always? Have you always been a brat?
I don't think I'm a brat.
Oh, girl, please.
I'm
If
a
you're not
brat.
a brat, you don't think you're a brat.
Not at all.
You're just as spoiled and bratish as you can be.
Am I?
Please. Yeah.
Am I
Are
spoiled?
you
I don't
are
think
you
I'm
shocked?
spoiled.
Are you shocked about
I
that?
am shocked and floored.
Yeah, right.
Well, what makes me a brat and
I really
spoiled?
don't know. Probably because your sister spoiled your little self being the baby girl. That's what makes you a brat. Because you'll throw a tantrum in a minute. And let
Me?
me give you an example. Yes, let me give you an example. When what's his name? Trina's husband. When he
Uh-huh.
proposed to her at
Okay.
your birthday celebration, Braxton. What was
Pick me. Okay, so
not a brat?
let me explain it. Let me explain what happened. Let me tell you what was
Okay.
in my bag. It wasn't the fact that he proposed on my birthday weekend. Okay.
Okay.
That's immature. That's not what I was upset about. What I was
Okay.
upset about was I had just told my sisters how disappointed I was about the fact, because Tony asked me to postpone my birthday, which we were just talking
Oh,
about
okay.
birthdays and how important it is to us, right?
Oh,
To
yeah.
postpone my birthday because she didn't feel well. Okay. So I did. I postponed my birthday and we
Your
all went,
actual
my
birthday.
actual
Right.
birthday. I didn't do anything.
Right.
We went to Napa Valley the next week as if that was my
Right.
birthday. And we all had agreed on it. Cool, great. From the moment I got there, Tracy's husband started talking about how it was Tracy. Oh, this is Tamar and Tracy's birthday. Okay, fine.
So, Brett, we're not celebrating mine and
It's not being
Tracy's.
a
I
brat.
need to be.
It's not being a brat. It's
Nah,
not being a
that
brat.
wasn't the
So
agreement. That
no,
wasn't the agreement.
that wasn't the agreement, right?
Right.
Because if
Right.
that was the case, I would have celebrated my birthday weekend, and then went on with my sisters, and that's a whole nother different story. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was I was explaining to them how disappointed I was that they got me one card collectively and a pair of sunglasses. And being as though that we are
I hear
big,
what you're saying. I lost
right?
you.
I was just disappointed that y'all didn't put
Hold
any.
on.
It wasn't about the gift, and it wasn't about how many gifts. It was about the thought. And I was like, well, dang, y'all didn't pick
Somebody
any.
called me.
Oh, somebody called? All out for y'all birthdays. And not saying I do that to get anything in return, but I thought that that's what we did for each other. So
Yeah.
right after I told them that, and expressed to them how disappointed and hurt I was, and I was genuine, it was the truth. Right after he proposes, as if
Okay.
whatever she's talking about. So that's
Well,
why I
we
was
don't always get
upset.
the whole story. Yeah.
That
The
what upset
public
me
doesn't
about it.
always get. Yeah. I agree with you. If that was the agreement, and if you had postponed your birthday to celebrate your birthday, that's like somebody asked me about doing something tomorrow, my birthday. What are you doing? I said, I'm doing what I want to do. And that's the way I do it. It's my birthday, so I do what I want to do. I don't like doing what other people want me to do.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even have an issue with that. I just felt like,
Girl, I was just teasing you about being
I
bratty, that's
know, but
all.
I never really had an
But
opportunity to talk
you
about it.
are spoiled now. You are spoiled, so let's just accept that. Now, you agree with that?
No, I don't.
Oh, come on,
Really in
Tamar.
my denial?
Huh?
I don't think I'm spoiled at
I am.
all.
I'll admit that I am. I am.
You think
I
you're
am. I'm
spoiled? Why
spoiled.
do you think you're spoiled? Because you
Oh,
like
I
what you
know.
like? That makes you spoiled?
No, no, not because I like what I like. I'm number 9 of 10 children, and my elder sisters and brothers have always looked out after me and have always tried to give me what I needed as well as what I wanted. And usually I can get what I want out of them if it's available. And especially if I act like, ooh, I hope they're not listening. Yes, I know that I'm spoiled.
That's funny. I think that
But
Tony is spoiled, to be honest.
Tony spoiled you, Tamar.
Oh, yeah, she spoiled me personally, but I think that
That's
the family collectively spoils her a lot.
oh
I
yeah.
do. I
Yeah,
do.
but she's big sister. Okay, but
She's a big sister.
big sister gives up a lot for
Yes,
younger
she
children,
does.
especially in the black family. So
She
over the
does.
years, she gave up a lot for all of you all. So you guys are probably, saying, here, big sister, and recognizing and appreciating the fact that she was always there for you. So now you're throwing all of that toward her.
Oh,
That's
yeah. It's
probably
not
what's
even
going
really
on.
just her for me. I think it's all of my siblings. My whole family for me. I'm a real big, hardcore family person. I'm real mushy
So
inside.
am I. Yeah, so
And
am
so
I.
I
I
don't
think
care.
that's
I
why
do whatever for them.
that's why me and Evelyn connected so, because that's what I am. I am totally family. They call my house they call my house Hotel Rwanda.
Because you you want everybody to stay there with you. Me too. I was the same way.
Anybody can come and stay with Auntie Mablean, Sister Mablean, if they need a place to stay. My family. I'm going to look out for my family and do
Absolutely.
whatever I can. I'm going to use my resources. I'm going to use my brain as a lawyer. I'm going to use my legs and my hands. Yes, I am totally about family. There is nothing that I wouldn't do within reason. I'm not going to do anything to hurt myself, to
Right.
do for them. That doesn't make sense, but you know, they come first to me. I mean, it's really,
Absolutely. I'm the
really
same
important to me.
exact way.
Yeah, yeah.
Same way.
So, and more, and I think that's what this COVID is doing, is probably putting people more in touch with their family members. At least it should, because we should know and understand how precious life is, and that
Yeah.
you know, it really, we are raised in church in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, that you die. That has become such a reality
Yeah.
to me through this COVID. It's like in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. I have so many people I know throughout the United States that have been affected by this personally. It's like, oh my God. You know, we all know death is coming, but the way this is coming is like so unexpectedly, and it's hitting families 2, 3, and 4 at one time in a family. So I'm saying to family members, if you haven't taken the time to say to your family member, I love you, I care about you, please take the time to
Or
do so.
I'm sorry. How
Or
about
there you go.
that?
That's the whole pressure, the whole thing of forgiveness. On my last thing with Tiffany, I said, you need to call up that girlfriend of yours that you haven't talked to in 20 years because of something stupid, or that sister or brother, something was said stupid, and say, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
forgive me. You guys
Yeah.
make amends and try to make this thing right, because that's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. Well, to me, it's not worth it. I don't ever want to be that mad at one of my siblings or one of my children or grandchildren or whatever, that I won't say I'm sorry, and that I won't talk to them for a year, a month. No, I can't handle that.
So it's nothing no one can do for you to not speak to them.
I can be mad for a while, but
Okay.
I'm the kind of person that takes that biblical scripture literally. Literally, if you have an ought against your brother, you go to them and tell them. Now, I may not tell you today when you piss me off,
Right.
but I promise you, it's not going to last too long before I'm up in your face letting you know that I don't like what you said to me. I don't like what you did to me. I don't like how you treated me. And I will tell you. Now, how you deal with that? Now, I've learned over the years to say it in a more gentle manner.
Right.
Now, there was a time when I'm up in your face like, hey, look
Yes.
here, and I'm ready to fight. I'm talking loud. I've used a few cuss words that I shouldn't use. I don't do that anymore. But I'm going to let you know when you hurt me. That's anybody. So that's how I get it off of me. Because otherwise, you can die.
Yeah.
You can die from being depressed,
Yeah.
from being hurt, and from being bitter. You're going to have weight gain. You're going to have health issues from being all that bitterness and anger that you're holding inside. I don't hold it.
Yeah,
Nope.
I don't either. I did before, and I think this last year, not just because of the COVID, but just because I did a lot of
Growing up.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said growing up.
Yeah, a lot of growing up, and it just wasn't worth, having enemies or having that kind of negative feeling
Energy.
out there in the universe. I didn't like it, and I reached out to a bunch of people. They didn't reach back out, but that's okay.
But that's not what the Bible tells you. That's right. You did your part. You did your part. You said, I'm sorry. You did your part. Don't worry about them. My father used to say they look better going than they did coming.
Come on, Holy Ghost.
So once you told them, once you said, I'm sorry, forgive me, that's all you have to do. That doesn't mean you're going to take up where you left off. That doesn't mean you're going to be friends again. You may not ever, rekindle the friendship that you once had.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's not a burden on you, because all of that anger and bitterness and hatred just weighs you down, keeps you from being your better stuff. Look, your brain is going all the time, and you always got a different idea. And if you had all that crap, you wouldn't be able to just keep flowing like that.
And plus, all of that hatred gives you wrinkles. What's that? Nobody wants that. Nobody want to be old and surly and mad. That ain't cute.
Some people don't care, but I do.
I do too.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Ooh, what
Yes.
else were we talking about? Oh, you know what? I wanted to mention that I'm so happy, and I've told you privately, but I'm gonna tell you personally, that co-parenting that you
Yeah.
and Vince are doing with Logan, that is absolutely wonderful.
Thank
More
you.
people should take your lead and should take a lesson from you and start to do it. I know it wasn't easy,
No, it was
so
not easy. We
so
had to get
you
there.
know, yeah. Tell people how you got there.
Well, we just had to
Don't
put
tell all your
out.
business now, but
No,
you just tell
no,
them
it's
how you got
okay. We had to put our personal feelings to the side.
there. Yeah.
No matter
Hmm.
how mad I was with him or how angry he was with me, we just really had to really make it about Logan. And once we committed to that, everything
Right.
basically fell into place. It was also a different kind of struggle when David came in the picture. And thank God
Yes, always
when
is.
David came in the picture, Vince and I haven't really come to that happy medium where we are now. So
Right.
that kind of prolonged things, but it also helped things at the same time. And it helped things because, I had to call Vince one day and, I was like, look, I am not trying to replace you as Logan's dad. David's not trying to replace you as Logan's dad. You are his father. He wants you around. We want you to be around. And we have to be adults. We
That's
have to
right.
be adults because it's not about us. He didn't ask to
The
be here.
children come first.
I didn't want Logan to be uncomfortable talking about his dad in front of me. I didn't want the same thing when he's in front of his dad about me. I didn't want him to feel ashamed about loving his dad or wanting to be
Right.
over to his dad's. I wanted it to be an open conversation all the time,
That's right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in order to have
And
that,
don't feel like he's
Vince
having
and
to keep
I,
secrets from
yeah,
having to
yeah, in
keep
order to
secrets from
have
what's
that, me and
going on
Vince
in
had to
one house
have,
to the other house. That's a
yeah,
burden on a
I
child.
didn't want that. I didn't want that for him.
Right.
And I didn't want that tension around him, because I didn't feel like Logan deserved that, and then he'd have behavioral issues, and then that's our fault. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he
Right.
can't really, express himself. And so I just
You mean he couldn't
talking.
express himself then? Because that little boy does not have one problem expressing himself now. But you're right. That's what it does for children. I try to tell parents that when you divorce, and I have in my book, I says a divorce is between the parents, not the
Not the
parent
children.
and the child. You divorce the other parent, not the child.
That's right.
So you have to maintain a relationship with your children. I employ women and men to work together to make certain that the child has a healthy relationship with
Absolutely.
both parents. But what about sometimes you're fortunate because David had the good sense to realize that this is her child. I have to have a good relationship with daddy, and I have to have a good relationship with this child. But oftentimes people get into these relationships where one of you has a child and the other one doesn't, and the man who doesn't have the child doesn't want you to see the daddy, and then when the daddy has another woman and mama doesn't have another man, she doesn't want the baby to be around daddy and his other woman, and it's just stupid, and it's just
It's
your own
crazy. And you know
insecurities.
what?
It's
It's
your own
irresponsible.
insecurities.
It's
Right, totally.
irresponsible to put that much responsibility on those kids.
Too much.
Too much is too much, and a lot of my friends thought I was crazy when I put Logan in counseling. I was like, I can't do it by myself. Like, you're like, he's too young. He doesn't understand. Like, what are you talking
Yes, he
about? This is
does.
the time. This is the time. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? It helps him
Children do
express
understand,
himself.
and
It
right,
helps him deal
he
with the
knows how to talk
situation.
and he knows how to express his feelings, and when he could express them in a counseling session,
Yep.
it's a safe environment until he
Yep.
could feel safe with you and Vince being able to express his feelings completely. He needed that third person over there
Yeah,
to who would give
absolutely.
that to
And you
him.
know what? It was also
Yeah,
a tool to help me and Vince get ourselves together faster.
that's
Because
right.
when a kid is telling the therapist they don't like this, that, and the other, it makes you, get your stuff together real
Now, I'm
fast.
glad it made you get yourself together, because some parents get so stupid when their kid go to counseling, tell the therapist, I don't like this
No.
because my mama do this, and I don't like when my daddy do this. And then when they find out they ready to beat the child, what
Oh,
you doing telling
no,
my business?
no,
What you
no.
doing going on?
No,
That's
you want
why
your kid to be able to trust you with their feelings. Who are they
That's
going to
right. That's
trust you?
why child abuse
Strangers?
and sexual abuse in
No.
black families, that's why sexual abuse and child abuse in black families is so rampant. And people have grow up as teenagers and young adults and got all these mental issues and mental
Absolutely.
problems because they have not been able to express it. It's been
Absolutely.
suppressed.
It
Oh, I'm
has
so
been.
glad you realized that.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
because
Yeah. I
don't
think
you
any
tell
child, I'm gonna say this.
You know the black folk adage, what goes on in my house, you don't go out and tell nobody. Yes, you
Yes,
do.
that's
You go
not true.
tell
You
that
do.
therapist.
Yes,
That's
you
right.
go. I think that
Yeah.
any child who's had divorced parents at any age needs to go to counseling because it's
I
traumatic.
definitely know it. You
It's
know, that
traumatic.
was that was my field of law, and I recommend that. And if you don't want to send them, I think you should go to a licensed and professional therapist. But at least every child needs a safe place.
To go.
Every child
Yeah.
needs some adult who's reasonable, sensible, and logical, who they can talk to, who they can open up to, and they can really express their feelings and know that I won't be beat, I won't be punished, I won't be hurt, but this person is listening to me.
Yep.
And not only is this person listening to me, this person is going to protect me.
Yep.
Every child should know that they have that protection arm for them, and it's so important.
Yep.
And that brings me to this point. Oftentimes when you have the relationship where the the woman has a baby and the man doesn't have a baby, the woman usually says, if you want me, you want all my children. You want my children too. But my brother brought it up to my attention there yesterday. He says, but single women always say that you got to come with my child. But if the man has a child and he wants to go see his baby mama, or he wants to spend time with his children at your house, usually the woman doesn't want the man's children around, or doesn't want the man to go see the baby mama, or doesn't want to be involved in that. But you want him to be okay with you hanging around your man, or your man coming around. How about that? Have you experienced that among you or your friends or people you know?
I experienced that in my early 20s. That ain't for me. Well, let me just tell you why. And then I had to experience it with David. But David was a little bit different because, you know, we're a little older now.
Right.
I think that the issue is when you're dating a man who has kids by the same woman, and he acts differently when the baby mama comes around or when he has conversations with her. I think that that's something that you have to look into. But I think sometimes the new female who's the new girlfriend, makes it their business. It's not your business how he parents with the ex girlfriend, you know. And if you don't trust him, you should get on with your business and go on with your life.
If you don't trust him, you shouldn't be in the relationship with him, because he has to have a relationship with those children's mother.
In order to have a successful relationship with his child. And if you're too immature to not understand that he has to go over his baby mother's house to maybe carve the turkey or open up Christmas morning gifts with his child, so he doesn't miss the look on their face, then you have to understand that. If you don't understand that, then that's not the one for you. If he doesn't make you comfortable, you know, if it doesn't make you comfortable, look, I'm gonna go over here at 7:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go open up gifts with my kid and have breakfast with them.
Right, and come back to dinner with you.
Come home, and that's what we're gonna do. Then if you can't understand that, then that ain't the one for you. And if he don't understand that, then he ain't the one for you. And that's just as simple as that. The kids should not suffer because you want to have a single life, because you want to have a boyfriend. No.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better. But I do have it said in my book, in Judge Mablean's Life Lessons. I said it's a package deal. And my book is available online, judgemablean.com. But it's a package deal. When you have a relationship with the man and he has children, when you have a relationship, the woman has children, it's a package deal. You can't separate the two. But what I've experienced is that most men will make a choice to be with the new woman and her child and be okay with it, but they won't deal with the baby mom and his other children because men don't like conflict.
No, they don't.
Men don't like to argue, they don't like to fight, and they don't like to fuss. And if it's any conflict at all, they'd rather say forget it. But I'm saying to men today, you cannot say forget it, because when you say forget it and not fight with the mother for your children and your time with your children and your right to be in their life, you're really saying forget the child.
Absolutely.
Because that's who ultimately suffers. So the man has to be big enough to get in there and put up, you know, and fight for his rights to see his child, and fight for the right to be in the child's life. But when all adults act like adults, and realize that you put the child first, then it's not a fight.
But for me, for the gentleman, how you with a woman who don't want you to have a relationship with your kids?
It happens all the time,
How you with
Tamar.
her? How does that work?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you that kind of woman who don't want a man to have a
It
relationship
happens
with kids
all
because
the
you
time.
so insecure?
That's how
Like,
you
are
are,
you
because
kidding me? I'm
yeah,
just gonna say this to
no,
my fellas right now because they don't get enough credit. And I know guys don't like to, have arguments. They like things peaceful. I get that.
right.
But if you are with a woman who don't want you to have a relationship with your kids, that's
Then
not
you
your
need to
woman
let
for
her
you.
go.
You need to go on about
Nope.
your business because I mean, she ain't time enough. And I'm just gonna be
But
honest about it.
it's not always the new woman. Sometimes it's the mother of the children who, because daddy has a new woman, she wants to make the children suffer and say, you can't see your kids no more because you got a new woman, or you can't take my kids over to that woman's house. That's the most foolish, asinine thing in the world that we do to our
It's
children,
crazy, but you
and we
can't let that be
should.
a reason though. If
Nope, you
she's saying
can't.
you can't take her over to the woman house, then don't take her over to the woman house.
Yeah, find
Find
out
another
another way
place.
to deal with it.
Find
That's
another
right.
place
Until she
to
becomes comfortable with it. Right.
absolutely. Like I
But
said before, your kids should not suffer because of your relationship.
should
You
not
know,
suffer. That's
if
right.
the
You
baby
should
mama's
do
not
your
comfortable,
part to,
then wait till
that's
she's
right.
comfortable. And if she's
Wait.
not comfortable, go to court and make sure that your time is your time with your kids.
And that's what they don't want to do. They don't want to go
That
back to
part.
court and pay those attorney fees. But you got to do
No.
what you have to do,
Well, you got to do what you
because your
got to do.
children suffer as a result of that when you don't do that. But a lot of women, I'm telling you, I've worked in the business. That's just what I did. They don't want the new man to pay child support to the other woman when when it's a separate home. You're in a new home. You don't want your money going out to pay child support. Again, that book, Look Deep Before You Leap, and Judge Mablean's Life's Lessons. I tell you, look into all of that before you get into a relationship with the person. Before you commit to the relationship, find out how much child support does he have to put out, because it does affect your household. It means it's less money for you and him in your new household because, 20,000, $10 a month or $100 or $500 a month has to go over here. Of course it's less money, but you should know that in advance, and don't ever get into an argument with him because $500 out of his check, $1,000 out of his check has to go over there to Mary's house. Of course it does. That's to support Mary's, those children. And realizing that 60% of all marriages end in divorce anyway. So with that number, you're likely to have the same situation. So, and you reap what you sow. So you better try to allow it to happen.
Yes,
It's just ridiculous. Yeah. I'm so glad and I'm so proud of you and Vincent and David, and that I think you guys are examples for other couples and people who have children. And it's healthy for your child.
Yes,
That's
it
bottom
is.
line. It's healthy for your child. And my hat's off to you. Women, take a note. Take lessons from Tamar. I know y'all like her for a whole lot of other reasons, but take lessons from Tamar on this in this field. What else are we talking about today, girl?
Your birthday in quarantine. So are you gonna have the cake? What are you gonna do? Are you upset about it? Are you excited about it? How does it make you feel having a birthday with nobody around you?
I'm not. Oh, no, somebody's gonna be around me. Now, I didn't tell you that.
Wait, what?
Nobody around me. I didn't
What you
tell you
mean?
that. Somebody's going to be around me because I live. There are people in my house with me.
Okay,
There's a couple of
okay.
people in my house with me, and we've all been quarantined for a long time. So I still believe that a couple of family members can come over, because the governor says, and the CDC people and the WHO people said that we can gather with no more than 10. So, and just stay 6 feet apart, and we're going to have our mask on and all that stuff. And so it won't be more than 10. I don't know how many it'll be, but it won't be more than 10. And of course, we will wash our hands and we will social distance. We did it at Easter. We social distance. It was a few of us here. So that's what we'll do. But no, I don't feel bad at all. Look, I am gone all the time. I travel a lot.
Yes, you do.
I do speaking engagements. I do other shows. And I travel because at this point in my life, that's what I want to do, is travel.
Hold on. How may I help you, Logan? What?
Does the TV fully
But you
turned
see
up?
me talking to Auntie. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Hi, Logan.
He ran back in his room. He done came out here 7
Okay.
times.
Well, he had, look,
Time.
it has been almost an hour without you,
It
so
has.
it's time
Here he
to.
comes. Here he comes. Are you finished your work?
Hi, Logan.
Say hi.
Hi.
You have your tutor at 3 o'clock. So you
Oh,
got.
so
You
that's
finish your
another way you
homework?
do.
No.
What'd you say, Auntie?
So you have a tutor.
Oh, absolutely. Listen. I cannot be responsible.
But
He
now
has
make
to
sure you
learn.
say it's a virtual tutor, so nobody won't get the
Oh
wrong
no,
idea. It's a
they
virtual
Skype.
tutor.
They Skype. Ain't nobody coming
Yeah.
up here. I don't play that. They Skype,
Yeah.
and you know, it's been very helpful. Like I was saying before, he was having a hard time adjusting, and you know,
Right.
this is not my field, and so I can't take on that responsibility. And
And you know what? And I'm glad to know that you recognize that and you're not ashamed to say,
no,
hey, I cannot teach him. I need help. A lot of parents need help, refuse to ask for the help, and the help is available.
it is
And so,
available, and it doesn't always have
yes,
to cost you. All you have to do
it
is
doesn't.
email your
No,
teacher and find out,
the
you
public
know what.
schools are offering
Yes,
help.
yes.
Yes,
Find
but
out
they
from
have to
your
do it.
teacher. Let your teacher know that you feel like your child is falling behind. I felt like my child was falling behind because I was not capable, and they pointed me into the right direction. And
That's
so,
right.
yeah,
And it's
and
no sweat
so
off your back. And it doesn't say that you're dumb. It doesn't say that you're stupid. It simply says that you're a wise woman. You realize your limitations. I can't do everything. I
yeah,
don't understand it. Look, I'm telling you, with my degree, I tried to teach my grandchild, and I was trying to teach them simple math that we knew adding. And I don't use the same phrase and the same way they do it, the same methodology. And she looked at me and said, Grandma, that's not right. And I was like, okay, I can't teach.
what? What did you say? David has
That's
a
not what my
Harvard
teacher
degree.
said.
David has a
Yeah, my
Harvard
teacher
degree.
said this is the way you do it. I said, okay,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't understand that way, so I can't do it.
It's so bizarre. David has a Harvard degree. We be looking at each other like, I don't know this answer. He's like, I don't know what I need. I'm like, well, child, let's email the teacher. And that's how that came
Yep.
about.
And then you can play some games with them that helps them in their learning. I used to
Yes.
play Scrabble a lot to help kids learn how to spell
Yes.
and learn new
Oh, that's a good one.
words.
I'm going to order that. You know, I got
Huh?
the ordering spirit since we've been in the house. I'm going to
What'd you
order
say?
Scrabble. I said,
Yeah,
I have the
Scrabble's a
ordering
good
spirit.
game.
I've been ordering
Yeah.
everything off the internet. It's crazy. I mean, boxes
Oh
come
Lord.
every other day. It's
So
ridiculous.
you spending money. Mm-hmm.
Not
You
a
gotta
whole lot.
order.
The Scrabble I'm going to
You
get.
gotta order it, demon. Let me tell you, I was tempted, and I have to admit, I've looked at every magazine that's come to the house, and every one I flipped through the pages. I said, I'm gonna order this. I'm gonna order this. I'm gonna order. And then I said, Maybelline, don't you start that sitting in
Don't
that house
start.
and get no ordering demon on you
Oh,
and
it's
get
a
to order
spirit.
like everything. Because girl, the only reason I don't have it, I think, is because I ordered something from Amazon, my favorite place, and it said it would take 3 weeks to get here. And I was like, 3 weeks? I don't want it. Because, see, I'm the kind that if I see
clicked
something I want,
anyway.
no, if I see something I want it in the next few
Right now.
days. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I want it Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Because by the time it gets here 3 weeks from now, I've lost interest in it. And when I open the package, it's like, what is
Oh,
this?
yeah.
Oh no, this outfit doesn't look as cute as it did when I first looked at it. So it's like, that's impulse ordering. I won't do it.
Yeah,
So
I
I've
know
been
that.
pretty good. I've been pretty good. I ordered
I
a
have.
birthday gift from my grand in Texas, and I think that's all I've done.
Oh,
Tried to order some
wow.
food.
Oh, no.
And
I have to click
every
it.
time I went online to try to order food, that took too long.
So you go to the grocery store. You don't Instacart or Shipt?
I have young people in my life. My daughter
Yeah.
told me that that's not necessary for me to do. She said, leave that to those older people who don't have anyone in their lives to do that. So you have people in your life that will go to the store for you. So don't do that, mommy. And
That's good.
I appreciate that, because while someone is over here delivering to me, there's another person over there that doesn't have anyone to bring them anything,
Yeah.
and that takes away from them. So
Oh,
we're
that's
good
sweet.
like that.
That's sweet.
So, yeah. Again, that family, we work together. We really work together. So
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about a thing.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
So no, I don't feel bad about not being at home for my birthday. This year, fortunately, I hadn't made any plans. Usually, because Mama's always part of it. Usually,
Yes.
I have a big birthday plan, a getaway somewhere.
Yes.
But this way, this year, I knew I was going to Dubai in March. So I had said to myself, because I'm going to Dubai in March, and that's a lot of money to get over there, and I spend a lot of money when you're there.
Right.
I said, I am not going to do big spending for my birthday. I'm going to downsize birthday. And I had already decided that. So you know, the Lord just works out everything well
Yeah,
for you, even
that's
when you
right.
don't know it. So I'm not upset about it. People were asking me, "It's the big number you want to do?" Nope, I got this. This year, I'm not gonna do anything like that. I'm gonna be cool. I was gonna lay low, and I was gonna stay in the city, and I was just gonna hadn't quite decided what I was going to do. So I'm cool. I'm all right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it gives me